Hello and welcome once again to Valery North Football Manager. Good evening. It is a good evening. I have a new throw on my chair, which is pulled down. Can you see it if I lean to and fro? No, because I need to. There, now you can see. There. It's a lovely soft fleecy thing. Probably going to keep falling off the headrest because I'm a big person and sitting down often leads to things dragging down. Anyway, never mind. Things like throws. I mean, yes, we should be very clear on that sort of thing. Yes. Anyway, so I'm quite pleased with this minor change to my streaming setup. What else has happened in real life? I have heard back. I did not get the job that I had an interview for at the start of the month. That's disappointing. But, I mean, it was a good interview. I think it went well. Happy with that. Got another kind of employer day job interview thing tomorrow. So this may also be a short stream like last week was. But apart from that, I think we're okay. And life kind of keeps going on as it usually does in real life. In the game, it is the end of the season. There's just the playoffs to go. There's probably an FA Cup final. I don't know if we've had that yet. And then it is right into planning for the future because we've got this whole wage budget issue to deal with. And there's well, probably a lot of important players are going to be leaving just on that basis. So what we need to do is find some upcoming future stars, young lads, maybe get laid off by the Premiership teams who might want to come join us. We've got our loaned out players, some of whom have been showing they might have what it takes at our level again, or they might not. I see. Just realised that my setup is not working. Because I was lazy and did not create a new thing for a different project setup that I was going to do. So my fancy setup, I didn't even notice it last week that it wasn't right. That'll probably. Yeah. What a mistake it's a maker, huh? Anyway, yes. Fixed all that now. Everything's arranged back as it should be. So let's get into the game. Here we go. There you can see we've got our budget issue, finance and salary. We had this big input from the new owners, sort of mid-season. Basically been spending their money ever since. Our wage budget 42 and a half roughly thousand. Currently spending 71,000 and committed spending 50,000. Again, that's probably gonna have to come down. And then we're gonna have to look for some new people, new players, which is a shame because we have some really, really good players, and they have given quite a lot this season, and it's disappointing that we're gonna have to get rid of them. Some of them, just for the finances. Got some fan reactions. Starting lineup. Social media last time, and what the result was actually. Probably here somewhere. Anyway, people commenting, oh, he shouldn't have started. Maya Bevans thinks Roberts is a player, things like that. Corey Duffy says it's painful watching us play with this formation, but Scarlett Rinomhota thinks this formation is working. How our forwards are playing. All great. Disgraceful result. Mavinga bids farewell to Birmingham with our 3-0 defeat against Walsall. Hubert Crockard says the result is the only thing that matters. Oh yeah, I think we did that last week, those ones. Brighton got a win. Fine, I'm sure. Championship. I bet Championship. See what they did. Oh, they won the league. Okay. No, they haven't. They've got 2 more games to play. But they've certainly earned playoff spots, so that's fine. They're going to have some fun. So let's move on. Right, 6. Blake. Simon. Blake is scout. Okay. He's going to be leaving us. Francis, we were fairly well dominated. Yes, we were. We lost the match under worse. Some passing. Not score. Yeah. Board very disappointed with club vision progress. Scored a top half finish, which failed. Do that later. Stephen McCabe of Radio 5 Live. Having failed to achieve the short-term targets laid out by the club, where does that leave you with regards to the longer-term objective? I am still as passionate and determined to realise those goals today as I ever have been. Overcoming setbacks makes the glory even sweeter when it arrives. Say to Stephen, are you truly happy with the direction the club wants to go in, or do you have any everyone's going to have an opinion on the state of play, Stephen. But the most important thing is that we're all pulling in the right direction. We have to be at the front of that movement. That's enough for his editor. Okay, thank you very much, Stephen. I'm sure I'll talk to you again eventually. Board set in budgets. Paid budget of 58,000. Okay, so we can probably stick with the people that we currently have contracted and add a couple more. But there will be some people leaving still. Transfer budget 30, around 340,000. That will probably help. See about the club's expectations later, okay? I'm determined to succeed, according to the press. Quite right. Recruitment focus ongoing. Thank you very much. Schedule is fine. Really have much to train for, but I want our team, our guys, to stay top of their game. Week staff meeting. People. Sean Hoey should be relegated to regular starter. I'm going to accept that. Sean may be going to leave us on wage is listed for so we are going to accept that suggestion, though it might annoy Sean. Davis, that. There's Fenk, training well and making progress towards potential. Excellent news. Hadra, going to get praise. That. I don't want to add a director of football, so we're going to go and talk to Jimmy. All right, Jimmy Sakadra. Really pleased with your recent form. Keep it up. Thanks, he says. He just wants to continue impressing. Excellent. Here? Miles. Robson sparkles in Birmingham 21's victory. They won the under 21's Premier Division 2. That doesn't make anyway. Kadra has been the top performer. That's why he's been moved up. Mark Stevens and Tony McCarthy also has. Mark to the senior squad then. Squad available for under 21s. Squad and make him available as well. There we go. So yeah, great job by our guys, our young guys. See, this is why I'm hopeful for the future. Under 21's victory 2-0 over Stoke. And Paul Pierce, goalie, is the player of the match apparently. Wow. That's a plaudit, isn't it? He will be moving to the top soon. We've got Ashley Robson as well, playing well. The wing position, yes. On the left, not good enough to move up though, that's clear. But great performance from our guys. See, there's hope for the future, even though the financial situation is dire. Good idea. Let's do that. Pike. Chris Pike. Coventry. 18 manager. Money. Station. Not accept our contract offer. I mean, good luck to him. This job advert under 18s coach. Let's do that. Marius Dubikas, good tight hamstring. Fine, there's no matches coming up. So indeed. Grimsby suffer final day relegation. Against United. That means we're going to be playing Cambridge. No, I'm not thinking clearly. I was imagining I was back at Boston for a moment there. I'm not at Boston. I'm at Birmingham. Sky Bet League 2. Lincoln celebrate final day promotion. Bradford City beat them though. Evan Hicks thought that it should have been a cricket score, but Lincoln were awful. Dubikas injured. Neville Parker is on the move. Dagenham and Redbridge away from Boston. Us and win the Sky Bet Championship. Well done them. I'm not likely to get that job anytime soon, but still on the wish list. Collier resumes training. That's here. Candidate contracts expire. The advice is not to contracts, so we should just let those expire. Scouting date. Got 13 of these to get through. Hall. Looking a good option. Wages would be affordable. Value probably affordable. Okay. Keep an eye on that situation. Yes. It's already on the short list. So Seb Clancy. Maybe. Doesn't add to our ability, certainly. It would add some depth. We're probably not going to be able to keep our loaned in players. That's the other issue. I will add him back on the short list. Oh. Bowley, extremely doubtful. Might be a helpful player. I don't think we're going to get him, so we're not him. Ross Jackson, Bolton. Quite high wages demand. Sold. Good passing. Not good with shooting edge of the box. See, from a technical fielder's perspective, you know how to. Not really offering much. depth chart, so that's another no. Liam Donnelly is not affordable. Also not good enough. That's a no. Giovanni Fagin. I mean, that's going to sound troubles problematic name, but people have names like that, and it's no fault of their own in real life. Anyway, he's not interested, so we'll skip that. Shane Findlayson, Peterborough. Wage demands way too high, so that's no good. And also, he's not good enough. Dale Harmston, not interested in joining us. Could be good player. And he's not interested. Let's go and ask his agent anyway. Hi, Isla. We're very keen on signing Dale Harmston, and what would it take to get a deal done? He doesn't want to join Birmingham. Okay, they think he's got potential for higher levels than us. Okay, that then. Lindsay Turnbull, Rotherham. Transfer value 2.9 million. That's nowhere near what we get. And Bell, an American. Alford. A lot of help to us. Got potential. Lack of determination. Wouldn't fit in either. No, I don't think we want him. Okay, Greg Lynch, probably not affordable. Could be helpful. He doesn't like big matches, so that's already a no. And low determination. So skip on that. Lewis Thorpe. Fourth in the depth chart. Second midfield right. Left. Fifth depth chart. That's not helpful. And what about centre? Again, doesn't offer as much. That. James Hegarty, transfer value. Difficult. Third in the depth chart at field. I don't think he adds enough. Again, we're going to skip that one as well. There were some nice things in there as well, but there's not enough to make us go fishing. Oops. Oh well. So time to dust off our notebook and start making some plans. Well, Prado is going on loan to that's Birmingham IA. Nope. To me, but interesting. Might be helpful. Send him in. Till the end of the season. I don't know what their season is in. Guessing it's a Scandinavian country. Guessing Finland. Wrong. 26 scholars an ounce. Elite talents. Lucas Gonzalez Daniel. Ooh. Meadows. Annie Botfield and Howarth. Few other people. We've got a Finn, we've got an Austrian. We've got Lucas, who's an Oz. Loads and loads of potential. These guys. These other guys not good enough. Right, squad planning for next season. Conor Gallagher remains our first choice. Paul Pierce and Charlie Fitzpatrick are good backups. Scott Howarth is leaving us, so we've got Crustio. It's our best shout there. We are going to need defender left. So that's clearly a need position. Max Gazer, first choice in another position. Arthur listed. Al Alba leaving us. We probably do need someone at right-sided defender as well then. Here we got defender. Benji Lane. Benji Lane. I think we've got to keep Benji Lane. I would like to unlist him. Plans for the future. Carter. Warren Mavinga is retiring. Carthy is a fringe player. So yeah, we're going to need at least one more central defender, it looks like. We really need our defense sorted. Fabian Ortiz is us. First choice position. Douglas and Kieran Collier. Good. Tony McCarthy. Got 3 people bring central midfield. Probably need another one. Marius Dubicas, I think, is leaving us, if I'm correct. Millwall. Us. Ideally, we'd make him our permanent can. Hoey is leaving us, I think. So Abu Bar is going to be our number one choice. Yeah. Um, on Hoey, so it's basically going to be Miguel Vidal. You're right. Mark Stevens coming through. Might be all right on the right, but I don't have a huge prospect depth there. I'm going to put midfield right or attacking midfield right on the list of they're shopping for. Field left, got Abu Bar and Mark Stevens. I think we're just going to have to leave that as it is. Mitchell Roberts again. I really think we're not going to get these loans renewed. Abu Bar is actually first choice on the left. John Hoey is leaving us. Kieran Collier is not a striker. We're basically left with Jimmy Sikaja, the striking option. So I am going to put striker on the shopping list as well. Means that is 6 players that we are going to be looking at signing in the off season. Monthly performance, we fairly did. We did well attacking. Movement was good. Lost possession too often. That's what I'm reading from that, really. Ed Hunter is best attacking player. Okay. Dates in May. Currently none. League One goal of the month. Johnny Barrett scored the streamer. So we'll congratulate him on that award. All right, Johnny. Shoulder. Congratulations on winning the Sky Bet League One goal of the month. Thanks, I'm really happy, he said. All right, see you at training, Johnny. Media. Fans making the usual comments about him taking time off. Fans are supportive of the loan of Prado out to Aya. Which, right, Player of the Month accolade. Young Player of the Month. And Johnny Barrett wins Goal of the Month. Startng Bricknell says one of the best goals I've seen in years. JD McMahon says he's overrated and the goal is only going to encourage people. Wow, what a grump. Page Manager of the Month. Week in review. Oh, Alba, well, he's not going to be And anyway, Jimmy Sakaja's done well. All three of these have. Well done on your training, Jimmy. Something similar to Mitchell. And also to Max. First we'll praise his training. Then we'll ask him a question. Tutorial duties. I think it's fairly average. Well, I'm going to say it's a pretty good atmosphere, but are there any issues I should be aware of, Max? Well, isn't great amongst the squad right now. That could eventually become a problem. Hey, thanks. I'm extremely grateful for your input, Max. Done in an attempt to lift the mood around the club. Thank you, Max. Done. Job. Very helpful. Okay, supporter profile update. Containing football, youth system players, attacking football, beat Aston Villa if we happen to play against them, and Wolves. Okay, that make the most of set pieces, high tempo pressing football. That's what we do to aim for. Want to reach the top half. Have not managed. Fair weather fans have gone down. Core fans have gone up. Social media, we have lost some followers. The board do not listen to our fans. Maybe a good thing, I don't know. Whole season. These stats are not for the season and for the month are not very helpful. Work within the wage budget is on course. Grow the club's reputation. We are working on it. Formal informational objectives. 1-year contracts for old people. Repair the club's financial damage required struggling. Finish in the 5-year plan. Contract expires, so that's okay. Want to reach the playoffs by the end of the 29 to 30 season. And work with that. I will accept the current vision. Team leaders, Mavinga is leaving. Onhoe is highly influential, but he's probably leaving too. That's sad. Influential players, good players there. End of season team meeting. Let's go and talk to them. Okay, team. Thanks all for coming. I wanted to take some time together to gather our thoughts at the end of a long, hard season. Positive reactions. Onhoe says it's good for us to have a chance to air our thoughts. Yeah. First things first. I like to talk about our Sky Bet League One aims for next season. Confident that we can show everyone what we're made of, says Sean, and put in a really strong league campaign. Yep. I think we can finish in the top half next year, and I need you to come back with that level of ambition. Sean Ho says that's a target we can all get behind. Pump fists. Brilliant. What I wanted to hear. Progress being made towards the club vision objective. I'm going to have to make some changes, unfortunately. They're not happy about that. All right, that's fair enough. You all have a right to an opinion here. Okay. I don't think I want to make any promises. So I think that'll have to be all for now. Obviously, everyone's let down because we're going to have to let people leave. They let people leave, sack them. Neutral was Hoey, well received. It did have a positive effect on the morale overall. Room atmosphere, quite positive. Great. Okay, news and team report. Work ethic about some of the players. Free kick takers, weak. Maybe we do need to keep Sean. So we'll set no status. See what happens. Got lots of young talent coming through, apparently. Got lots of pace, good decisions, very agile. Of course. Douglas and Gazer. Good. Lots and lots of strengths. Lots of weaknesses as well, though. A lot of vision. Not a lot of jumping. Not great dribbling. That. Okay, that isn't it. I'm worried about bravery and determination. Those are qualities I am going to be looking for in the off season. See what happens. Okay, end of season break. Players are all off on their holidays. Wait, sacked by Port Vale. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Cardiff beat the Seagulls on the final day to avoid relegation. I guess they wanted it more because Brighton had already won the league. I'm sure it said. So, yeah, that's fine. Van der Linden has left his agent Bradbury. Green training well. That's lots of positives there. Only 17, so that is a very exciting young prospect. Hope to see come through. Would have injected cash. We are going to spend. The Lone Roundup. Gavin Hudson lifts trophy. Gavin Hudson helped Boreham Wood win the Vanarama North. Hudson has played a major role for the team this season. Well done. Cameron Dobson was unable to save Enfield Town from relegation. Played a major role in the season. He's on the up and up. Probably loan him out again. Gavin Hudson again on the up and up. We leave him going out on loan. Of our weekly staff meeting. Let's end that. Abubar Mactaser Maris Dubikas. Good progress. Good backing and excellent club atmosphere. Jack King has been developing well. Could become as good as Sean Hoey. Out on loan at the moment at Southend. 8th in the Vanarama National. Showing lots of great physical and mental attributes. Skills need some development still. That's all positive. I don't want a director of football, so we'll just end the meeting there. Around country. League One playoffs, semi-final first leg. Ipswich, Rotherham both using home advantage there. The loan stats summary. Hey, that's a lot of players out on loan. But it's working. Unhappy. Nobody's unhappy with their loan. That's good. Rotherham and Barnsley reconvene. Entertainment. They do so. 2 exciting matches apparently. Alex Parker, Player of the Week. Pressure grows on Clark ahead of Barnsley clash. Ryan Green continuing to make progress. That's see. Barnsley 1-3-1 on the day. Overturning a 2-1 deficit on the first match. That's very impressive. And it took extra time for Shrewsbury to beat Ipswich. Wow. More entertainment. They reconvene again. News. Okay. City ended a deal with one of their key players. That seems to be main news there right now, so moving on. The submit named list. Are in the championship, so their sacked players probably aren't going to be good enough. Neil Nelson could be an entertaining. Wait and see. I don't think he is good enough, so we're just going to leave that for now. Keep an eye on these retained list alerts. Fuck, sacked by Rotherham. Ow. Another staff meeting. Towards the youth system for players. High standard of facilities. Got a good chance of developing with it. Yes, I am well aware of this. Miguel Vidal. Positive effects from the squad. Trained well recently as well. Still don't want a director of football, so we're going to be there. Under 21s having a lot of success. Their final match, apparently. Not a lot of performance there, but they did not win their final match. They lost it. They did. Roberts, Welsh World Cup squad. Cool. Squad have gone on holiday now. Good. Oh, transfer sagas develop. Don's signing him. No, we do not want him to leave under any circumstances. Status. I would like to say not available, but apparently that is not an option. We are not any deal for him. Cambridge retained list announced. Tested. 2 more players called up. French youth. Players, well, they're welcome to go. Also, yeah, let's receive updates, guys. versus Shrewsbury, playoffs final. Versus West Ham in the FA Cup final. Barnsley after extra time. Look, all the goals scored in extra time. Wow. That's a weird match. End of season review. Your rivals. And most of them are lone players. Ollie Fitzpatrick. Also did well. Came in from Hull. Results. Board are disappointed with a mid-table position. The board expectation was remain in Sky Bet League One, which we definitely outdid. It was a disappointing campaign. Thanks largely to a slow start to the season, you see. So it's not my fault. That's why I was brought in to turn that around. But my biggest win over Crawley, match to remember, beating Peterborough, goal of the season, was Krastyo Petrov. The FA Cup. Oh, that's fine. Finances is shirt sales. Hoey Fenk Mavinga. Mavinga, you would have thought would have been the highest scoring there. Petrov. Douglas. Interesting. How you lined up? It was a common formation, but we also put two up front quite often. Do like our wing play. That is a very solid starting lineup. Do not have all those players anymore, sadly. The awards ceremony, fans player of the season, Abu Bar. Young player of the season, Abu Bar. Goal of the season, Krastyo. Abu Bar top goal scorer. Sean Hoey with the assists. And player of the game. Awards. Abu Bar scoring a record of 15 goals. Season. Most goals in a match. For his hat trick. Got more than one hat trick actually, but okay. 3 in the making. Not a lot there. Manage a timeline. I did resign. Boston United. I'm hired by Birmingham. Over Fleetwood. Changes of ownership. They right buying Birmingham. 8-1 defeat by Charlton. Oh yes, ouch, that hurt. Okay, that was our season review. Collective bonus payout. Good. Get our revenue sharing solidarity payment, calls it. Social media. Tanya Sudik says there needs to be a clear out and fresh quality talent brought in. I agree. Kara, although for different reasons, Kara Mainu says I'd almost prefer a relegation battle just for a change. We're going to aim for the top of the season. Yenna Revan congratulates Abu Bar, as does Birmingham City, our own feed count thing. West Ham winning the FA Cup. Oh, who'd have thought? FA Cup review. His overachievers were Brighton, underachievers Liverpool. Yes. And the best match was Berkhamsted versus Curzon Ashton. Well, that's a surprise. Average response to our under 18s coach advert. Hopkins. Tell Hopkins. That's worthy of a news story. Let's have a look at these guys. Josh Knight from Orphanage, like our best. He's not got the discipline I would hope to see. Few applicants. Eh? Look. Out me. Of course. Ruby might be. Not got the motivating. $16 for youths. Okay, that's a fairly good choice. Let's see Marcel Hop working with youngsters. Motivating is good. This level of discipline is not that great. Does seem like a good option. Has fitness and motivating and discipline, but not much else. Only got a 12 for working with youngsters. I'm going to go with Marcel Hopkins then. Sign. To accept something a bit lower. Correct start. Anything else here? No, this is the last time. Okay, he's finally accepted. Finalised the deal. Talks. Okay. Good. Brighton League. Audits for it. City did okay. Okay. Transfer. Got Redbridge making a loan offer for Stevens. Mark Stevens is somebody we're going to need to keep around, I think. Probably going to be a no. Us. Yeah. The round. So Birmingham hit with tax bill based on the financial records. Profits. Wow. We're losing money. Fine. New scouting budget. Okay. Grand. Uh, Gonna have to leave it at that. I'll leave it at that now. Eggs is unprofessional. Yes. Training done because everyone's on holiday. Staff meeting. Matthew Carter, we shall try to extend that loan deal. Worth doing. Eggs. Moving to the ones. Elaine has done well. Good atmosphere. Joel Vidal has good potential. That's nice. I still don't want a director of football. Okay, let's see if they will let what to say. Hunt. Do not want Matthew Carter to stay with us, apparently. See if they say anything. B. They will not accept that. You're not able to keep him. I thought as much. Right. No, we need Mark Stevens. To stay with us. Phone status. Not available. Or no status set. I think probably smartest. Likely to be playing for us quite a bit next season. Dylan McCauley of 442 would like to ask me about Scott England. Well, assistant manager Scott England has been linked with the manager's job at Stevenage. How do you feel about that news? Well, Dylan, I'm proud to see his name linked with big jobs like this. It's a positive reflection on the club and especially on the hard work he's put in. I am proud. Got England. Hopkins is set to sign for us, and the transfer has been confirmed by Paul Hicks, the technical director. Okay. I'll see if he can recommend us a signing. Unlikely, but no. Depends for under 18s coach. Does. Got a whole lot of churning through this stuff the off season, but we need to get our situation set up properly. So yeah, player called up for the World Cup. Mitchell Roberts. Yes, updates from him as well. Recruitment focus. Recommendation. Shane Findlayson, who we can't get, and Rani Fagin, who also we get. One recommendation from England. James Hegarty, who is Irish. Would be a good signing, possibly. Yeah. Pay for it. What I think we should, yeah, we'll ask the agent about availability. We're keen on signing James Hegarty. What would it take to get a deal done? Burton would want between 90 and 900. They view him as a fringe player. They expect to start the majority of matches around 3k. 2-year contract. Okay, we'll go and consider making an offer then. Thanks. Yeah, going to see if we can get him more cheap. We'll start at 70k, suggest terms. 200. 25 said, and the installments is definitely. Nope, they are not making reasonable demands. I'm going to cancel that offer. Mavinga has retired. Florian Mavinga, who was a great player for us this season. He was born in Luciana. Played for 4 years. Okay. 88 appearances and scoring 2 goals. Debut against France in no sense at all. Oh, his English playing career. Oh no. Nope. What? Okay, this makes no sense at all, so I'm just going to skip that. Thing. Yes, we should definitely offer Miguel a new deal. shall increase on how he's asking price. And the same for Benji Lane. Joe Montague, training well. Blake Fleming. Shanty Meggs, that's good to hear. These are all new guys. Benji Lane could be better than Max Gazer. Do want to hire a new scout. Probably going to be this Peter Austin. So let's try that. On. Definitely ask for improvements in coaching. I should ask for me as well. Around here. Club vision, is it? Make board request. Personal. Start a coaching course. Do you want to ask them to do that? No, shortly. Okay. Miguel Vidal. Breakthrough. To suggest an offer, that's usually a good idea. Current contract. Well, around for a while if we can. And motion not allowed. Cannot do that. Yearly wage rise. I will push up a little bit then. I'll suggest these terms. And they are considered acceptable. Okay. I'll finalise that deal then. Board are delighted with Club Vision progress. Repairing the club's financial damage. Okay. Mark West of Books says, having ticked off some of the short-term milestones, you must feel rather confident about going on to make good the club's long-term vision now. Absolutely. Absolutely, Mark. And we all believe in ourselves at the club, and we won't stop in our pursuit of being the very best team we can be. Inbox. Dear Target Future Glory, James Draper is going to be sent for his Continental Pro. Bertrand Esther starts on the coaching course. And yes, I'm going for my qualification as well. So that is excellent. I'm going to have to choose a new captain. It is going to be Conor Gallagher. And Max Gazer is going to be the vice captain. That makes perfect sense to me. Confirm that decision, yes. Fine. Still know the news. Like, hired we shall. Oh, we've made an offer to someone. So, I think we have. Gonna leave that, please. We'll place a job advert anyway. Petrov. Good, very good performance. Left winger. Well, whatever. Dan Shields. Exciting young prospect. Could make a. I think we're going to trigger our extension then. Tony McCarthy, we definitely want to extend him. Anthony Byrne asking us about Dan Shields. Thank you for speaking with me, Anthony. I think we'll be sitting down with the player in the coming days. See what happens. Yeah, must be delighted he's going to remain a Birmingham player. Then, how soon will it be wrapped up? I think it should be days rather than weeks, Anthony. But we'll see. McCabe, Tony wants to talk about Tony McCarthy, and it's the same deal. Say the same things. There we go. Let's start. Scout, indeed. You talk up the chances. Head trigger extension. Vidal wins new 3-year Birmingham deal. Did. That's excellent news for the club. Mitchell Lee is want to keep around. Breakthrough prospect. Ask him for a bit lower. All of the those are acceptable, so we shall finalise that deal. Contract extensions, 1-year contract for Dan and Tony with the extensions. Speculation is mounting over the future. Mitchell Lee, we have offered him a contract. So yeah, bring him a deal. I think it'll be taken care of quite quickly, and we can move on from talking about it. Byrne is satisfied. I do talk up the chances. Going focus update of Alican. Loads of potential there. The midfield right, which is on our shopping list. A terrific signing for the future. Got good pace. Got okay determination. But he's got the teamwork and the work rate. I think this is worth making an offer if we could get him cheaply. Agent. Going to be asking way more than we can afford. It looks like. Oh, pardon me. Thank you. We'll make an offer. Additional fees. After league appearances, 20 games. 18, so a percentage of profit sale from 30. We'll just make that an offer. We are not going to negotiate. Michael Clark. Very good. That's a huge price tag range. Unlikely to get him. So I think we're just going to leave it at that for now. Scouting update. James Doyle would be a superb signing. Interested. Transfer value 0. Very interesting. Meets the need position. Let's see what the agent says. He's very keen on joining Birmingham. Okay, thank you. Can hold, make him an offer immediately. Approach to sign. Okay, squad player. And start date and contract. Ask him to take a slightly lower wage. Signing on fee, agent fee, a fine. Appearance fee. Ask him to take a bit less on that. Clean sheet bonus, we're going to leave. And sub fee. Again, we'll lower that one a bit. Take a lower promotion wage rise. Just those terms. A bit lower on the wage. Appearance fee. Subs fee. Terms. Again. Okay, he's being very stubborn. I think we're just going to accept that then. Finalize that deal. See what happens. Okay, Scott Howarth is set for release. Release. Okay. Okay. Might be able to keep him then. Just buy him. Or from a deal. On quite a high wage. I think that sounds fine though. Eddie Lynch. So let's do this. Not, if he's only asking for a fringe player, then we'll accept that, finalise. Negotiate the contract. See if we can get him a little bit lower on the wages. Appearance fee. Sub fee. Leave the rest as it is. Terms. Unused sub fee down a bit. trying. So we've got a deal. I think we should stick with it. Played well for us. Amy Bowley. Is transfer value 0. 3. Wait, would be ahead of Scott Howarth. Don't have anyone cover the left. I think, given that we've made an offer to Scott Howarth, I think we're going to leave that. Mark Brown on the oh. We're actually going to have. I mean, how do I turn this down? Okay, we're going to approach to sign this guy. Well, one player, strengthen midfield. That is in our plan. Finalise promises. Get contract. How cheaply we can get him. Sent it. I'm not going to do that. Okay, that is a deal. Talks. Okay, Yusuf Olelakan. Available. Really? Not gonna. Actually going to remove him from the short list. Liam Smith. Do need a striker. He is not at the level that we need. So having Wilkinson, not a realistic option. Cover the left position. Need. Not Howarth, who we've already offered a contract to, can do that. So, quite low wages. He's not actually free. We're not going to do that. Lynch, like a no. Michael Clark is a no. Naylor. The wage is way too high. Wage demand's too high. Really not really needed. Findlayson, great, but wage demand's too high. And the Almond, adding enough. Dave Robinson. Douglas ahead of him. Defensive midfielder. You look like centre. Similar kind of situation. Look at it. That's all very average, and not a great deal on the technical. I'm gonna have to say no. John Singh has no interest in joining us. Vieira, very interesting. For the fourth on the depth chart. He's got such fantastic mental attributes. Slightly lacking technically. 23. He's got potential, but he had enough. Shortlist. Back to that later. And lie. Not interested. Has the lack of determination an issue? I'm going to talk to his agent. We're very keen on Stephen Lai. He doesn't want to sign for Birmingham. He would require us to get promoted first. Okay. So, nope. Don't need a goalkeeper. Play Anders Luck and Ringvold. Right, away down depth. Gas is likely leaving us. Don't think we need him. Fence. Field centre. Have a look at his stats. Lacking in strength. Quite a lot going on though on all categories. So doesn't fulfill his marking duty. Very big match. Oh, wage demands. Okay, that's not happening then. Dan Clark is not good enough. Jack interested and also not moving. Walker. Field. For value. Help. Much. Enough. Salah Shaban. Wage is too high. Kyle Brown not interested and also much. Same with Damien Bowman. Just Broadbent. Again, the wages demands are too high. Williams. Hammond. Can't afford those wage demands either. Ian Yanevsky. Syria. Good shout. Have a look at his stats. He's a pressing forward, which is a that we often use. He does not have the technical ability at all. But look at those physicals and mentals. Saying for his potential. This could improve significantly, but it's the same number of stars. Don't think we can do it. I don't think it makes sense. Okay. Dave McIntosh. That before, but I think the answer is no. Okay. Very much Scout. Scout Nick Pike has fired. That Michael Dunk has taken charge of Brighton. Okay. Ended Vidal's deal. Our fans are excited about this. Otis Rose says buzzing at the chance to watch him more. Alex Stedman says he's done enough to earn it. Fraser Allington just says yes. So we've got Brighton stuff going on. Will Hurst. That's coming up. Brighton and Bradford sealing new deals. Got Howarth. Winston Batty isn't excited by it. Henry Penn wants us to get the deal done. Amelia Barrett says if we can sign him on Bosman, I will be the first to applaud the club for their business. Excellent. Birmingham make Lalican offer. Daryl Kemp says he's got so much potential it's scary, and Wayne Chamberlain says what a player we'll have. Put this signing through. I don't think we can, but I'm hopeful. Birmingham offer Doyle contract for this is the Bosman transfer. Lottie Calcutt says would love that sort of deal. Bailey Wilkins says be incredible. Brendan Whittam says maybe we should ask ourselves why they'd be willing to let him go for free. Well, questions, but he looks good. And we've got more excitement about Mark Brown. Ray Bragg says maybe they'll have the last laugh and he'll turn out to be rubbish. Colin Marie says if we can get a player that good for free, I'm all for it. And then more signings from other that I'm interested in. It was made for Sheffield United's Brown. Huddersfield, Preston North End, Kilmarnock and Burton Albion all made offers. Well, we'll see how that goes down. Player contracts set to expire. Jimmy Sikaja, we should figure the extension. Neil Collier's extension. Set Sam Pollock for release. Chris Malcolm, he offered a contract. Breakthrough prospect. Okay. Slightly lower wages than suggested. Okay, that'll do. Charlton showing promise apparently. Him around. Prospect. Get him. 9-4. So, far is showing promise. So we will offer him a contract as well. him quite cheaply. Rated Jeff Cochran has potential 1-year extension clause. That extension then. With this extension as well, Paul Pierce has a lot of potential. Cameron Dobson, Amy Hoare. Yes, I know. That's what his name is. And for goodness, there's no W. It's Hore. Anyway, we'll offer him a contract. For 80% of what he was originally asking. That's good. Jason Kaiser has an extension clause, so we'll do that. Joe Montague, showing promise as a goalkeeper. Then Laurie Farley, also extension clause, so that. Godfrey. N. Upton is showing promise as well. And a bit lower. Yeah. That's a lot of excellent re-signing of players, I think. Staff contract. To expire. We should definitely re-sign all of these guys. We want to keep guys around if we can. Don't want to increase wages if we can help it. So, act. Deal. Talks. Gareth Roberts, who presumably is not the who wrote or Doctor Who novels. Stay around as long as possible. Okay, Dickens. That one. Most of these guys are going to accept same contract terms as before. Good of them. They're all willing to stay around to help the team. All signing the longer term contracts as well. That's good of them. quite a lot still to do. It's all very repetitive. I'm very sorry about that. Uh, Two more to go. Feels good to be keeping the whole team together as much as possible. Got ambition. I think we're going to see it through. Youth contracts. We shall, by the actions, set those guys for release. Just process the next day, and then we will call it a night, because time has rather moved on. Australia under 20s, Gonzalez Daniel update. He has disappointing the most recent match. Training schedule is nothing happening because everyone's off on holiday. So, time to wrap things up. So we're into the off season. We are starting to make offers to sign players. Fill our gaps. We've kept together most of the backroom team. I don't know if Scott England is going to take that manager job. If he does, we'll have to sign someone new. But until then, still part of the team as well. Got, as I say, new players coming in. We've got lots of exciting youth prospects. There's a new season to build for, and we are well on our way to doing that. And there's not a lot else to say. So thank you for joining me if you have, and see you again next time.